Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very first edition of the Nona Sports Show. I am your proud host, Edgar Rodriguez. Pleased to have your company for today's show, and boy, do we have an action-packed first episode for you. First, we will give the show a proper welcome and give you, the viewer, an idea of what to expect from us in the coming weeks and months. Next, we'll discuss how the Pinktober initiative continues to be an incredibly important part of the fabric of this incredible club. And finally, we'll look back at some recent results as well as what's coming up in the next week. So, to start off, I'm pleased to say that alongside me, I have the founder, president, and CEO of the Nona Sports Club, Fabio Silva. Fabio, how are you?
Very good, Edgar. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
I'm excited on this new project. So
yeah,
let's get to it.
Let's get right into it. So first, I wanted to ask you a pretty important question to start off. But what made you think that now was the perfect time to start this project?
Edgar, I think I had the vision to start something like this for a while now.
Right.
And we were building the brand, we were building the connection to the community, and now we're turning 8 years now in November, and I said now it's time. And then with this amazing partnership with Nona Media, and then finding you guys with the UCF broadcasting department and stuff. I don't know. I think I'm not a big planner. I'm not that person that's going to be like, oh, by this day and that day we're going to start something. If I like something, if I have an idea, and I have some crazy people like yourselves and all
I would call myself pretty crazy, yeah.
All of the staff here, and we just put it together. But I think the community needs something like this. I think our club deserves to have some type of content being showcased, because now we got so big that I go into one game and then I miss a bunch of stuff that's happening that's also important. So I think this will give the community and the club an idea of what we're doing in the big picture. So
I think you touched on an incredible point as well, because like you said, the Nona Sports, the Soccer Academy has over 40 teams, am I right in saying?
Yes, between recreational and competitive, we're pushing on 70 teams.
70 teams. So it's incredible how the club has grown and already how the academy is going. And I think there's so much more room to grow still, even though we are already at such a big level. But of course, over the summer, USL2 is the main priority, right, for the Nona Soccer or for the Nona Football Club, right? So I wanted to ask you, because this summer we had a heightened level of broadcast for the USL2 teams. We broadcast all of our home games with commentary and with some pregame as well. So, what were your thoughts on that? How did you see that pan out for us?
It's a requirement for the league for us to broadcast the games.
Right.
But I'll be honest with you, man. I hate watching soccer on YouTube because it's like the production is so bad. Most of it is the tripod cameras, the stand-up cameras and stuff, and then you don't have the connectivity to the audience, right? So most of it for the guys watching the games or watching the highlights and stuff, it's more for tactics and more for coaches, really. Yes. To scout the other team.
Not really for the viewer.
It's not really for the viewer. So I think with Danny in our office, he always had the vision to make Nona FC and the whole project more and more professional. So then he reached out to you guys over at UCF, and oh boy, I was impressed. I was because I was live in every game. I was at the game every time.
Right.
I never got to watch it, and then I came home one day at 1 o'clock in the morning. I think we're coming from Gainesville or Jacksonville. I don't remember where we're coming from. And my wife said, "Have you heard that kid?" I was like, "What kid?" It's like, well, the announcer and stuff for the Nona FC game. And I said, "He's amazing." And then he studied the other teams. He studied the players. He had constant content the entire game. And I said, I want to hear, because if we found this person, then my vision of the whole sports broadcast will come alive. So then we started talking, and I started seeing some of your stuff, and I said, okay, I found it. And if there's talent like this in our neighborhood, right next door with UCF, why not give this opportunity to a lot of kids? I like to say, Edgar, and I mentioned this before, we're a development club.
100%.
And a development club, a lot of people talk about soccer. But being a true developer and seeing how much we can do as a community, I think we can be a developer on anything. We can be a developer for coaches, for executives, for anything. So I like dealing with the younger crowd. I like dealing with you guys. We're gonna make mistakes, so
this is what we're here for, right?
Chill out. Don't worry about it. But you guys gonna have opportunities with me. So when I talk about Danny, one of my main guys, he's only 25 years old and he's been with me 5 years. You know, Alejandro, Frodo. I like to get this opportunity to you guys, and hopefully you guys love this process as much as I do, and this can open doors for you guys in the future. So that was my whole idea with that.
Absolutely, and actually, we were lucky, right? And I thank you for the opportunity as well, everyone from Hitting the Field Network as well at UCF. Appreciates you giving us this opportunity. But I wanted to touch on that USL2 campaign, the very last moment, which I'll edit in now. All is the option, edge of the box. Barkley feeds it in, back post. The chances there, Kraus! A free fall! It's in!
It's in! A late goal from a free fall!
It's in from a free fall! And Nona steal it at the end! 2-1 to the Longhorns! Oh my god! Oh my goodness! A free fall! Which was an incredible, just last-minute goal against our arch rival Brave. It was almost like it was scripted, but it was an incredible moment. So that definitely lended into, you know, the broadcast just being at a level that at USL2 it's really unheard of, especially at the fourth league, right? But so, of course, we talked about the anniversary coming up on November 1st. The Nona Sports Academy, or the Nona Sports Club, turns 8 years old. How have you seen Lake Nona as a whole, as a community? Because, like I said, it's ingrained in the fabric of this fast-growing community. How have you seen it grow and develop, being the club owner, being present ever since 2016?
I don't think I had, when I first opened the club, and I say that often, and people go and say, you didn't plan it? Like I said, no, we didn't plan it. I was working in real estate, and when I started the club, I said, I'm just going to do something because I'm lazy and I don't want to take my kids 40 an hour away to somebody to coach them. So here in Lake Nona, we had the YMCA here that was doing soccer at the time, and I started that. And with the whole involvement of those two teams, those 7 kids that we started, then I started seeing this potential and the need for the community, right? So Lake Nona started growing. Here in the south side of Orlando, everybody says that, American football and stuff. Reality is in the south side with all the Latins and stuff, we're soccer area, right? Yes. So you have all the high schools here. You have Final Four state cup in the high schools in this area. Everything is coming in this area, and there was never a good club around here. Yeah. So we saw the opportunity, and now there's a bunch, and then everybody's coming to our side. But we were the first one that kind of gave this professionalism for youth soccer here on this side of town, and we're good to be the pioneer, but of course you open yourself for a lot of competition too. Yes. But I think we survived the ups and downs that we had in the last 8 years, and today we're solid as one of the main clubs in Central Florida, and I'm proud to say that. So what's next? I don't know. I don't like to be thinking too far ahead, but today the kids that are with us, they're happy. Today they're playing good soccer. Today we're developing young soccer players, and we develop young professionals like you guys, and I think that's my true value towards the community, you know, and the growth of the club now is this is a huge fantastic idea, I think, and there'll be more projects like this when you talk about growth going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we've talked about the why we have done this, and of course, when you say what's next, the Nona Sports Show is what's next. That is what we're going into. But I think another important part to touch on is who we're doing this for. Of course, like we said, 70 teams, thousands, really hundreds, if not thousands of players wearing the orange of Nona FC. So, you know, we have such a large scope to cover here. And I think soccer in not just in the U.S., but Florida specifically, it's still growing. And we see how in 2025, the Club World Cup is coming. We have the World Cup in 26 coming in Miami. So it all kind of works together very nicely, doesn't it?
Yeah, if you're working in youth sports, youth soccer nowadays, and you're not thinking of the couple events like Copa America last year with Messi coming into Miami, and then Copa America, the Club World Cup, and the World Cup in 2026, you're really not strategizing around the game and the opportunities that are coming. So they're coming. We just need to be ready with as much as possible. And who knows? If this thing goes well in the next couple months, if we're not going to be part somehow of the Club World Cup and the World Cup
Fingers crossed.
2026. So, but yeah, it's part of our horizon, and it's there. And soccer is going to grow even more.
It's going to grow even more, and it's on such an upward trajectory. It's really nice to see. And finally, how we're going to do this. Now, of course, like I said, hundreds of players. There's so many different stories that usually are untapped, really, in the club. So we want to really focus in, and we have an example of that later on in the show when we talk about the FKK Alliance Cup that happened. It was a success right here in Austin Tyndall. Just to close off, Austin Tyndall right there, we're lucky, really, to have our home stadium there, our home field there. We have the offices just, 10, 15 minutes away, the studio 10, 15 minutes away. It's really kind of like a hub for Nona FC and a hub for Nona Soccer. So I wanted to leave, what is your message moving forward? Kind of just summarize it, and, of course the vision for this is so big, right? So how can you see it all coming together, really, with the show, with the club, with the players, all the stories?
Every player has a story, right? Every family, and I like to say that Nona Soccer and Nona Basketball, when we started, a lot of people just think of the results of the game, or they think of how the game can impact their future in sports, taking kids out of drugs and stuff, a good environment. But let's put all that aside, because that's common sense, right?
Of course.
I like to think that our motto is soccer is only half our story.
And we'll get into that.
And then when people started coming here and then doing all of this this engagement with the club, and we like to think that how can we make a difference in those kids' lives, and then for most of them we're their escape, right? So they probably have a tough home life. And then when they come to us, we have to make a difference, you know. And yes, we're going to teach them soccer. Yes, we're going to win games. Yes, we're going to lose games. But how we're going to make them feel? There's a tacky that everybody talks about phrase that people say. Everybody's going to not everybody's going to remember how you make them. I don't remember exactly, but they will remember how you make them feel.
Yes.
So if you remember how you make them feel and how they feel special here, it's what makes a difference, you know. So that's what we're planning, and the world is so messed up nowadays, Edgar, that you have parents that have been divorced that now we're coming in with 4 parents, right? It's mom and dad, tough. And then the new marriages and stuff, and then you don't know what's happening, or you have single moms, you have single dads, you have people that lost their parents somehow, or lost a sibling, or got sick, and so Nona Soccer, the vision today for me, my legacy here is like, okay, when I go there, I feel good about it. Yes. When I go there, I forget my problems a little bit. And that means the parents watch and practice, so that's kind of how we look at it. And then I want this show to showcase that. Yes. You know, so when you're talking to kids, and kids nowadays, they're digital, man. They live on your cell phone. So the more content we give them, the more connection that they're going to have. And then I'll be able to have a conversation. I remember when I was at UCF, and I was playing soccer at UCF, and you see the quarterback of the football team, and we had some type of relationship. Yeah. I never met the guy. I wasn't his best friend, but we knew each other because we had a common ground, being a college athlete. So I don't know if I answer your questions. I love this, and I can keep going and going, so please. But that's the idea of this show, to showcase and get and connect as many people as possible towards our vision and objectives.
I think you definitely did encompass all of that, and I can't tell you how many times when I walked up with a microphone to the games at the tournaments, all the kids are immediately, oh, is this going on Instagram? Oh, is this going on YouTube? You could see the excitement immediately. But that is all the time we have for segment 1. In the next part of the show, we will talk about Pinktober and how it's grown into this incredible part of every year at Nona Soccer Academy. So don't go anywhere.
Turn your pool into paradise with Migaloo Pool Services. At Migaloo Pool Services, we know that your pool is much more than just a recreational space. Strategically situated to serve Lake Nona, St. Cloud, Kissimmee, and Orlando areas, we specialize in pool cleaning, equipment repairs, and pool remodeling, ensuring that your pool is always spotless and functional. We are proud to serve all Nona Soccer Academy customers with personalized discounts and services that adapt to their needs and schedules. Don't leave your pool on the back burner and get with Migaloo Pool Services today, so you can transform your pool into a true paradise. With Migaloo Pool Services, every dive will be an amazing experience.
All right, we're back after that message from one of our incredible sponsors. I'm still here with Fabio to talk about Pinktober. Now, of course, it's been something that has grown into one of the most important things, I would say, throughout the year at the club. Do you want to talk about a little bit, how it came about? Of course, Terry was behind this, and which kind of inspired you to make this a yearly thing. So kind of give us a little bit of an introduction for those who don't know about how Pinktober came about.
So we're growing as a club, and going into October, we're looking into to do something special. I've always wanted to buy them a pink T-shirt, right? So we had somebody that helped us build this club since the beginning, and she was going through a lot of issues at home. And then one day, talking to her, I said, I lost my sister 4 months ago and stuff. And when she told me that, I wanted to know more, because she was young and she was so devoted to the club. She's like, Fabio, I lost my sister and she had metastatic breast cancer. And then I wanted to know more about the story, and I said, okay, so now we're going to connect somebody from our community to this cause that I've always liked, that I wanted to be part of. And that's the reason why we stayed. And with the whole story behind Terry and behind what the friendship that we created, everything, I found out later that was probably the hardest time that she's gone through her life, and she said that Nona saved her throughout the difficult thing. So it was somebody from our community that suffered, that came so close, because everybody talks about breast cancer, everybody talks about how bad this disease is. But it's not that bad until it comes home, right? Yep. And then when we started touching the community, we started seeing so many different stories that people that beat the cancer, or people that was going through it, or people that has gone through. And then I promised Terry that, in memory of Kristen, that I've never met, that every October from now on is going to be part of this Nona tradition to turn the community in pink and go from there. So that was the idea. That's how everything came about.
And even though you didn't meet her, it almost feels like you did, right? Because of all of the things that have come from it. And we actually have, so every year, there's a special edition jersey, which I believe is for sale now, isn't it? Yeah, it is for sale, and we have it here. And it describes, and it has a great collage of words on it, and some of them include strength, courage, love, belief, fight, all things that are part of the fight against cancer, which is unimaginable unless someone experiences it. But also for soccer as well, you have those same themes on and off the pitch, and I think that's incredible. And I think it ties back to soccer's only half our story, focusing on the importance. It's not just about soccer, it's also personal lives, and everything correlates.
It is, and also exposing the kids to this reality of life, right? So if today, for example, God forbid, a child finds out that their mom or their sister have such a horrible disease, they would understand what it is, because again, we're showcasing in a proud way, we're showcasing in a way that they're giving back to the community and stuff. So it would probably make a little bit easier to accept. It's not gonna make them forget about it, but it's gonna make it a little bit easier to accept. So the kids nowadays, if you talk to the kids that played for Nona, that have been through the program, if you ask them, it's like, why pink? They would all kind of explain to you what that means. And I think, again, it's another pinch of legacy that you live with them when you leave the club or when you grow up, right? Because this is, I have parents and kids that say, oh, I have all 7 pink shirts, and that's pretty cool.
It becomes something special. It becomes a memory almost that you keep with yourself, much more than just playing, and it brings the community together for a great cause. Of course, every month, in addition to just the Pinktober initiative, we have the 5K run, which this year had to be postponed, unfortunately, to October 30th. So it is down the road. It is coming, and along with that, we also have the Mother's Game, right, where they have a great time, and we will definitely be there to cover that. What are some of your favorite memories of that 5K run? Was it the first one? Is there something that stands out?
Last year was pretty fun,
yeah,
because we did it. The first year was rainy and it was muggy, and we had to.
So maybe not the first one.
That was a tough one, but last year was a lot of fun because we did the run and then we went right back into the soccer moms game.
Yes.
And that was a last minute idea that we had. Is like, how about after the run, because the run, it only takes 20 minutes, 30 minutes max. It's a 5K. But we wanted to make an event, and we want to make sure that people stay there after the run. And how much, what else can be as fun as watching your mom playing soccer, right? So we put a team, we created that whole environment that we have in Nona FC with the locker rooms, and the jerseys all set up in the chairs and stuff, and we did the national anthem. They walk on the field, just like the whole experience.
The smoke, walking out, everything.
We did the whole experience to the moms, and it was funny because I told them, it's your time, kids, to yell back, the shoot it, and all this crazy stuff. So I think that's going to be more traditionally known for Nona for the Pinktober.
I hope so.
And the 5K, because this year we had 46 moms signed up for the game. Let's talk about playing time. So the coaches will have to deal with that. But that was, I think that the soccer moms game was the most fun that we've done here through this process with Pink.
And I hope we will continue it. We will definitely be there to cover it. Remember, October 30th, 5:30, be there at Austin Tyndall Park. It's going to be an incredible time, and really to bring it all together and to kind of, take stock of it and really signify what it means for the Nona Soccer Academy. But I want to thank you, Fabio, for being the first guest on the Nona Sports Show. It was an incredible talk. We learned so much just about the club, and that was really what was the goal of this first episode, get the viewers oriented with how the show is going to run and all of that good stuff. But we will finish the show off with talking about some of the results previous couple of weeks and also what's to come, so stay tuned.
Something new, something fresh, yeah, I'm super obsessed. Let me know when you done messing. A little that, a little this, then you put it to the test. It's all in the expression. It's a mood, it's a vibe, it's a state of mind. And now I want it more. It's a mood, it's a vibe, it's a state of mind. Okay, you got the floor, it's looking good. I kinda like that. I kinda really like that. It's looking good. I kinda like that. Come on, let's see some more. It's looking good. Keep it going, get it right. Not a trouble inside. You can't argue with perfection. Ooh, you working something up with a little bit of luck.
Alrighty, and we're back for the final segment of this first episode, and joining me, it's a different person in the second chair. I have Andrew Greig with me. Andrew, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. I'm really excited to be here and really excited to talk with you.
Absolutely. So, of course, we have mentioned Hitting the Field from UCF. Of course, everyone involved with the show today is part of Hitting the Field at UCF. So, we have the experience, we have the training, so now we're switching over
Applying
to
it to
here,
different
of course,
fields.
HCF Bets host Andrew Greig.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention. I'm
Huge
sorry.
HCF Bets host,
Oh,
Edgar
well, we'll
Rodriguez.
see about that. So we'll talk about some of the results. We kept the best for last, I
Yeah.
think. Some of the, how our teams have been doing recently. So we'll start with the 2024 FKK Alliance Cup, which was hosted right across the street, really, at Austin Tyndall this year. FKK, of course, another predominant soccer academy here, and let's segue into it. We were there, we were on the ground, so let's see how the Nona teams got on. What's up, everybody? We're here for the first day of action in the 2024 FKK Alliance Cup. We're here to cover all of the best Nona action, starting with the 2014 Nona Girls Black Team. So follow us along as we keep track of everything going on here at Austin Tyndall. All right, I'm here with Ricky, Alejandro, and Jaden asking the very serious questions. Okay, Ricky, who are you guys playing?
FD.
Okay, FD. So that's the important stuff out of the way. Now, what's your guys' favorite ice cream flavor?
Chocolate. Banana. Chocolate.
Oh, okay. What's next? What is your favorite soccer team?
Nona Soccer Academy.
Oh, he's a real one.
Barcelona.
Barca.
Nona.
No, he's also loyal. And lastly, what's the final score going to be of your game?
39-0.
Whoa, 39, that's probably a record. How about you, Ollie?
3-2.
Oh, he's going for a close game. Jaden, what's your prediction?
7-2.
7-2, they want a lot of goals. Thank you, guys.
Gonna be complicated, and I don't like complicated things. Okay, let's win this. We go home happy, and we go to the next round easily. Okay, we're happy when I get home. Play as a team. Okay, when you get the ball, start cooking. All right, it's too hot. Stop running like crazy. Okay, do your job quick and go back to your position. Drop. I need you guys to drop. Okay, ready? Let's go.
Cut back.
Yeah.
So, Andrew, after that, you saw how the boys were so excited. Once I came up with them to the mic, they were ready to speak.
Yeah, I think you mentioned it earlier, but you can kind of just see like how they light up as soon as you kind of bring the microphone to their faces. It's really exciting to see, especially for kids of such a young age, to have exposure to media in like such a fun and engaging way. I think you did a great job with the segment.
Oh, appreciate it.
No
appreciate
problem.
it. And of course, especially at that age too, like being on TV, being on YouTube, it's so big for them.
Yeah, exactly.
So if that can be an addition to what they do on the field, the more the merrier,
The more the
really,
merrier.
with that.
Great.
So to summarize how we did in the 2024 FKK Alliance Cup, the 2014 girls, which we saw right at the start with Coach Terry, actually won, which was incredible. It's a tough tournament across that weekend. And then the 2015 black team for the boys with Coach Seul, which I had the interview with, did great as well. They reached the final. Didn't get past the final hurdle, but they did incredibly either way. So now, more recently, the Jacksonville Prime Cup, the 2024 Jacksonville Prime Cup, was this past weekend, and we had a whole host of teams do great in that tournament. Andrew, why not talk us through some of the ones who were successful?
Yeah, so we had the 08 Orange Boys win for the second time in a row, which is a huge accomplishment.
2 years in a row.
And then we had also the 2008 Orange 2 finalists.
Yes.
As well as the 2009, 2010 at 1 and 2, and 2016 Orange also won. So just a plethora of wins here.
Yes, we
And-
brought back the silverware.
Yeah, like definitely making it past the final hurdle, as you would say, in a couple of different aspects, which is great to see always.
Absolutely, especially when you make the long journey up to Jacksonville. We know what that's all about with USL 2. We had those away days at Gainesville, Jacksonville. So for the kids, it's especially important to have that, right?
Yeah, if you're gonna make a long trek, you might as well bring home something.
You might as well do good.
And it seems like we're doing amazing. So
Absolutely. And so this past Tuesday, moving on to the under-19s at the UPSL level, they played FISA Elite, the Florida International Soccer Academy from the Rockledge area, from Brevard County. They made the trip up to Austin Tyndall, and our under-19s, they did the job. They fell 1-0 behind, but they came back 5-2 victors in a feisty match. FISA got a red card. It was dramatic. It was chaotic. Take my word for it. But it was a great time at Austin Tyndall. The UPSL team is back in action this Thursday, actually. They improved to a 2-1 record. So, of course, as the season progresses, we'll keep track of UPSL, of all the academy teams. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep a close eye on how they do. But so for what is coming up next week, Fabio has his first podcast episode. Tell us a little more. I know some of the details are secret still.
Yeah, so there's going to be a special guest, which we can't exactly hint at yet. That's what Edgar was getting at.
Let's keep it a secret.
But the podcast episode is coming out next week, and we're all super excited for it here. And just in general, you guys are going to have to stick around to find out. But I think that there's going to be a lot of great content coming from it. So I'm excited personally.
Yeah, in the coming weeks, we hope to have the show in tandem with the podcast. Yeah. So, like I said, the more the merrier. The more content, the better it is for the channel as we, get going.
And between this and different reporting on site, I think it's gonna be a great mix of media. You're gonna have a bunch of different opportunities to kind of tune into this club, which is kind of what you'd want as the community is. This is growing. You guys mentioned before, there's over 70 different levels to this, which is kind of insane. And I think that it's a great avenue for the community to take, as you guys mentioned earlier. So
absolutely, and of course, like we saw in that video that we showed earlier in the segment, we hope to get more people there. More presenters there. Of course, Nona Cup at the end of this month. We hope to have wraparound coverage of that. So lots of exciting things to come. And of course, November 1st is the 8-year anniversary of the Nona Soccer Academy. But that about wraps up the first episode of the Nona Sports Show. I want to thank Fabio, Andrew, everyone behind the scenes for being a part of this. It was an incredible first episode, I would say. Did you enjoy it?
No, I had so much fun on the episode, and I'm glad that we were able to start this up.
Perfect. I hope you join us and everyone else in the coming weeks and months. But from me, from Fabio, from Andrew, from everyone, take care and see you on the next one.